We're live here at the Lunatic office. As you can see, it's Casual Thursdays here. And Marketing 101 Direct Mail. We just received this package from FedEx. It's from Google. As you can see, the box is pretty clean, nice return label. And we're just gonna unbox this here. If any of you have ever bought an Apple product, it has a very similar look and feel to it. It's feel-wise, it's relatively heavy, and it's got kind of a matte but smooth finish, and it's got a little bit of texture. It pulls open to reveal this, and you have some documentation here. You have what looks like a notebook sleeve, which actually relates to what they're offering on the inside. The letter guarantees a Chromebook with the acceptance of a meeting with a business director, and assuming that this is a Chromebook sleeve. It's got a little nice touch of the Google colors on the side. Pretty standard case. It smells like something between a discount tire office and a BMW. And it's pretty nice, high quality. And the literature on the back has pretty good copy, large infographics, and all the branding. And other than that, it's pretty simple. Anything else, questions-wise?
If you received that, would you respond?
I would get my free Chromebook. That's for sure. I think everyone's gonna get their Chromebook. The way the letter is written, it doesn't say that there's anything in terms of obligation. I think the way this is written, they have a little how to get started guide. It's only 3 steps. I think based on now notice there's actually a lot of info, but they've separated into the 4 cards instead of having, a lot of people kind of combine all of those things into one. And I think having the separate cards, each actionable step is here, and then you have a couple cards with some extra info. A lot of people would cram this info because there's only 2 pieces of info in the one card. I think it's kind of nice to be able to swap through all these. It kind of gives, psychology-wise, it kind of makes it simpler to go through and understand what info they're providing. So I think people would respond to this. Without the offer, that's where it gets kind of a tougher sell. So obviously they have a lot of extra money to be able to, and plus it's their own product, so they get, obviously the margins. But even without the added incentive, I think that I would say, based on the simplicity, and then you have to take in the name recognition too. I think it has a reasonably high response rate. But what I think is interesting is including the Chromebook accessory and then talking about the Chromebook, kind of like a 2-piece, like here's like an appetizer, so to speak. So I think that's a pretty effective psychological tool. Like it's a little bit of a carrot.
And what was the call to action?
There's a couple of reinforced calls, which is right here on actually as you open it up with a band. Then you have the first letter, and I believe, I put these out of order, but I believe this was the very last one. So you had kind of three-step reinforcement of getting in touch. And I think it says, receive a Chromebook here, receive a Chromebook here, and receive a Chromebook here. So they had the same call to action to talk with the business strategist, and the same reinforced incentive, so 3 times. So I'm assuming Google has done its research, and 3 is the magic number for offering something. So I think that's probably where it was.
One of the other reasons people would do something like that is the little pieces of paper tend to get strewn through the office, and if you get one of them, it has the call to action on it.
Right, yeah. These are interesting too. Yeah, everything's nice. I think this is, no, it's printed. Yeah, I would say that with the offer, the response rate has to be really, really high. Because what does a Chromebook cost? $100? A couple $100 or something like that? So that's a pretty big thing to turn down. Without having something, then, but I think this is a really effective step to remember is subdividing a gift into two parts where the call to action gets the second half, especially things that are, not that you need a case to operate a Chromebook, but that could be some kind of thing to have maybe a two-parter. Yeah. It might be especially effective with something that has to work with the original object, but if also the consideration too is that could annoy people. If you, like let's say you actually split something in half in essence, and you couldn't have one side work without the other, that might actually be kind of annoying and condescending to people. So, but yeah, overall it's pretty nice. Nothing else.
It's a custom box. Custom box, custom printing.
Yeah, and the fit and finish on the box is really nice. Just like and I don't know how many other people look into these little things, but there's not a lot of, I mean, there's no tag, that's the other thing. It's just the only tag on the outside is the Google tag. So if they got this custom made, obviously, there's nothing even on the zipper. So it's just an entirely, I think what else is here? The inside tag says Google too, on the leather stitching, so that's pretty nice. Google has lots of money.
I bet this was not terribly expensive to do.
Under $20 for this stuff?
Certainly under 20.
Yeah. 10, you think? 10's probably pushing it.
Assuming they're using low quality quantities, not doing tens of thousands of these, I bet they're right around $10.
When you saw this and opened it, what was your impression, the way that it was wrapped?
I was like, damn, that's a nice direct mail piece, and I will respond.
Yeah, it's actually...
Actually, I didn't notice that they were giving away a Chromebook.
Oh, but you still have the impression that it's very nice, regardless of that. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt the viewers can't, really feel this, but it's a substantial box. The weight of because the neoprene sleeve on the inside is, obviously it's pretty light. This box is rather heavy. I mean, this is maybe a pound. And I've never had a Google phone or bought the Google products, but the box is substantially similar to an Apple box. And it's the same type of finish and feel on the outside. So obviously the people in Cupertino know what they're doing in terms of marketing. So this is, besides this blue, if this gray Google were an Apple symbol, it would I would think it was a giant, like the new iPad Pro. So yeah, they went through a lot of work with this. So that's it, I guess.
Thanks.